Welcome back. You might have seen the billboards across Central Texas. The only thing on them is Explore God, so it really makes you wonder. And this morning we have got John Burke with Gateway Church here in Austin with us, and also Dan Smith, the founder of this movement, I call it. Tell us, if you've never heard anything about it, how do you describe it to people?
Well, Explore God is just really that. It's just an opportunity for anybody to explore God in many different ways. You can explore online. We've got films that we've captured. We've gone around the world literally and interviewed some of the top theologians, pastors, and communicators and captured their wisdom on tape and are offering it to the world for people to explore. We've come together with the local church and working together on this initiative here in Austin. 343 churches are joined together in unity to do this with thousands of discussion groups all about exploring God. And what we're doing is we're addressing some of the top questions people have. If God is good, why is there pain and suffering in the world? Does God even exist? Is Jesus really God? Is the Bible reliable? Some of these tough questions that people have, we're addressing both at the church level and discussion groups and in online forums.
So you cross denomination lines, and
Absolutely.
It's not just for Christians.
That's right.
Anybody's welcome.
Yeah. And it started with a website about 2 months ago. That's how it got started. But the vision is much larger than that, correct?
Yeah. Well, the website's a core central piece of it. It's where you can find out how to get plugged into a discussion group, find out where the churches that are participating are. There's a Google map on there where you can find out all this information. So the website's central. This has been a development for probably 3 or 4 years now, and working with the local pastors, working with media and film teams, writers from around the world, getting all this wisdom together and getting all this information together, interviewing people all over the planet for that matter, and really just preparing for this moment, if you will. And Austin's the first initiative that we plan on doing, but our hope and our prayer is that people use this around the world. And so, but it's really unbelievable just what's happening here in Austin. I mean, so much involvement.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, the worldwide aspect of it, because a lot of it's on social media. It's on Facebook. I think we've got the Facebook page handy. I just checked the number of likes, or the followers. It's up to 77,990. So just 10 more people, and you'll be at 78,000. I'm sure that can happen before our newscast is over. John, tell me how churches play into what is happening now. And there's kind of a set plan for the next few weeks and months, and everyone will be doing a very similar thing.
Yeah, and it really is a phenomenal thing. I mean, 340 churches coming together in unity is I've never heard of it happening in Austin. I've been here a long time.
And teaching the same thing, the same exact sermon.
Yeah, I mean, they're all probably going to differ slightly, but we're all addressing the same questions that people struggle with. And really, the churches working together goes back 15, 20 years. So even before Explore God came along, we've been meeting. Probably 100 pastors have been meeting together in small groups, really for just our own growth. We've been coming together once a year just to get to know each other and pray for Austin. So really these walls, these denominational walls that have separated the church, has been coming down for a long time. And about 3 years ago, we started talking with Dan, and you know, what we're trying to do together as the church in Austin is really serve our city. So there are different initiatives we're doing. One of them is we met with the city officials and said, hey, if the thousands of people in churches could help our city, what could we do? And they suggested mentoring third graders to read, because that actually determines a lot about high school dropout rates and crime, drug involvement, all that.
Wow, so you're making a big difference as individual churches, but when you come together, the strength and power is incredible.
And so we're continuing, and we have been continuing to do things like that behind the scenes together as churches in Austin. Explore God came along, and we thought this is a great opportunity, because one of the things we want to do in serving the spiritual and physical needs of Austin is just create a place where people who are, and you know, we find most people honestly are open to spiritual conversation. You know, not so much being talked at or talked down to, but to dialogue and talk about these things.
Yeah. All right, I've got to cut you off. We're out of time. I'm so sorry, but John and Dan, thank you for being here this morning.